Today, we're going to hear about how Shiv has crafted his content marketing strategy, what types of content you should be creating for your industry, how to repurpose content in different ways to make it last longer, and tips for content that sells your products naturally in a way that isn't too pushy or salesy. Nobody wants to be that guy. And not only that, we'll also explore a few tech trends and more tech trends along the way. So buckle up and hold on tight as I beam your ears all the way to India, where Shiv Gupta is waiting to speak with us today. So a massive warm welcome to the show, Shiv. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Sure. But before that, thanks for having me here, Neil. Love your podcast. So it's great to be here. About me, I'm Shiv Gupta, founder and growth strategist at Incrementals. I'm a father, a husband, a tech guy. Love playing chess. So that's a little bit about me.
I'd love to take you back before all this began. And what's your origin story? Can you imagine or can you remember where your passion for technology came from? What lit that spark in you and what ultimately put you on this path that you're on right now?
I am from a computer science background. Computers and technology always excited me. So during my initial years, I learned coding and started developing websites. But later, I realized that I was more inclined towards marketing. And then I started working for the marketing of my own research based projects. And later, I became a bit famous in my local community and got a few clients from the local reference. And after a while, one of my clients, Rob Nugaria from the US itself, encouraged me to open up my own digital marketing agency. So I ended up with Incrementers, where even today, my passion for digital marketing encourages me to do something new and learn more and more.
Now, the question I've got to ask you, you kind of said something there very off the cuff. You said, I kind of got famous in my community. What happened there? I feel like there's got to be a story there, right?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, I was working on some interesting projects, right? And no one knew about it. Me and my friend developed a couple of websites. So, my initially, I was like heavily involved in the technology and the computer science, and I wanted to be an ethical hacker. I wanted to work for the government, so for that, as I mentioned, my research-based project. So one of the project was a website where I used to teach things related to hacking and computer science. And what happened? Like it is very interesting story. What happened? One of my classmate, he came to me and was telling me about my own website. He told me that, hey, chef, look at this website. Since you are interested in hacking, it is very cool website, and I felt very proud. And similarly, two or three more instances happened. So that's how when people came to know that it's my own website, so I started getting some project from their known people. So that's what happened there.
I love that. What a great story. And of course, that path led you to Incrementals, which is
Yeah.
an incredibly cool name. So can you tell me a little bit more about it and the kind of problems that you solve for your customers?
Yeah, sure. So Incremental is a digital marketing agency. We work with a lot of small and medium-sized businesses, majorly from US and Canada. Like we help clients in generating more traffic, leads, and sales to their website by providing them SEO, PPC, email automation, and other marketing services. We provide them with customized, tailor-made solutions because every business is different, right? So based upon their requirement, we plan things. We basically understand what they do and how they do, and then we help them in crafting correct messaging for their targeted audience, and then share the information on their website and all other marketing channels. Now, there are a lot of ways of doing this, like by crafting a blog content on correct topics and creating demand around their product and services, or by helping them in creating the right videos and other forms of content, which later we use for marketing and generating more revenue for them. Our vision is our vision is to simplify the marketing process for everyone so that companies can focus only on the product development of their products, and solve problems for their customers without worrying about marketing and leads. So that's what we are aiming for here.
And as we prepare for life in 2022, I wanted to explore how to craft a content marketing strategy next year, because I know that's going to be top of the agenda for a lot of people as they're starting to write down their goals for next year. So to begin with, what type of content should we be creating next year?
Great question, Neil. It's no wonder that those companies who do have a strategy are most likely to have a successful content marketing. So there are a lot of different types of content out there which can be used for content marketing. Like you can have blog posts, articles, white papers, ebooks, email newsletters, videos, infographics, how-to guides, right? But some of my personal favorites, which I see expanding in 2022, are video and live streaming, because live streaming can expand the viewership of an event attended by hundreds into the millions, correct connect global offices and reach audiences of a single scale for product launches, fashion shows, or private fan releases. In fact, in 2020, US adults spent more than 3 hours per day watching TV videos, content, and more than 100 minutes per day watching digital video on devices, which has grown further in 2021. And I expect the same trend to follow next year. Another interesting strategy would be thought leadership and POVs, right? Point of views. Like I define thought leadership as a type of content marketing where you tap into the talent, experience, and passion inside your business or from your community to consistently answer the biggest questions on the minds of your target audience on a particular topic. It's not where you went to school. Thought leadership means you provide the best and deepest answers to your customers' biggest questions in the formats your audience likes to consume. And now people are highly interested in knowing about the person and the company they are dealing with, not just how they are providing the solutions, but they want to know some internal things. So this is another booming area, and lot of people are learning this. And the third one, which I would say, is webinars and online courses. You would have seen that, like post COVID, everyone is trying to create their own course. They are trying to create workshops on Zoom, webinars on Zoom. So this one is very powerful. I'm telling you, Neil, educators will rule the world. Webinars and online courses are highly effective tools at any stage of buyer's journey, from awareness to the consideration and decision making stages. They can help you to raise awareness of your business, and not just that, they are highly powerful for demand generation as well. And the fourth, which I love these days, especially, is podcasting, right? Which we both are doing here. So, podcasts are engaging tactic in which you can reach users. Even people who don't enjoy reading can learn about products and brand ideas. Like we are here in this podcast, our listeners are going to learn something new. And podcasts allow customers to consume content more passively. For example, they can listen to this podcast while at gym, while traveling or driving, but they cannot read an article and do these things simultaneously.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And something I always tell my clients as well is if they've got a podcast or they've got their own thought leadership blogs, is don't let them just rot away once they've gone live. I always tell them to try and repurpose them and break them up a little bit and keep reusing that content. So can you expand on how you advise to repurpose content in different ways to make it last longer and not just hit publish and then forget about it?
Yeah, like as content marketers, we all know the value of content, and it's not possible to always come up with new ideas. So, yes, there are a couple of smart ways which we can use to repurpose the content. Typically, how we start is we create a poll on Facebook and LinkedIn, and a lot of times we just ask open-ended questions as well, because this gives us the true insight of what my target audience is looking for. And later, based upon that data, we write a blog and then create YouTube videos or create an infographic. Because what I've seen is that a lot of users prefer visual infographics over text statistics. So it's an incredible powerful way to repurpose your content and target more people from different channels. If you create a summary of your blog in the infographic, then you can repurpose it and post it on social media as well. So some choose podcast over ebooks. Reformatting your content for different mediums means appealing to more audience and extending your reach. You can even create a podcast episode. You can use copy as a script for your podcast. So there are a couple of ways, right? You can write a blog, use that into a video, convert that video to audio, create a podcast around it. So what you can do is there are a lot of different ways, and your audience in a lot of different channels. So you can try using a combination of them and use the same content which you originally created.
And another problem with content of any type, really, whether it be a podcast or a blog post, is if you come across too salesy or too pushy, users will just go somewhere else completely different. So, do you have any tips on creating content that does sell products naturally and organically, but in a way that doesn't come across too pushy or too salesy to the customer?
Well, the first thing that we need to do before we create a content strategy is to define the product goals and understand the problem of our audience. And later, create content to solve that problem in which you can include your product as a solution. For instance, right now we are in the COVID era, and a lot of teams are facing issues while working from home. So here, Zoom can produce content on how to improve productivity while doing work from home, or they can write content on how to communicate effectively from anywhere in the world. And in that content, they can somewhere talk about call conferencing and video calls as a solution and talk about themselves. So that's that way they are not being too salesy or pushy, but still they are going out there and doing marketing of their product, right? And there is another highly effective tip that I always follow, and I think it can also help anyone to sell products naturally. That is, start providing value within your content. Look, what I mean here is we write content obviously to help our readers to learn more about the topic, right? Readers will search for a topic, come to your webpage, read a blog, and then leave. They have nothing to remember about you. But if they came to your website, find some valuable templates, PDFs, bonus tips, or say readers come to your website to learn how to write engaging content. And there you provide them with a template that helps them to know the writing format of content that would give them something to remember you. Even if next time they want to learn something new, they will come to your website first because they found something valuable before. Likewise, whenever in the future they need services or products you sell, they will definitely come to you naturally because you provide them with values whenever they visit your website. Not just that, they are motivated to try you because they see you as a domain expert and a legit company. So, with these things, you can very easily sell your product naturally or in a way that comes across as not pushy to the customers.
Love that. And as someone that's advising and helping a lot of businesses right now, I'm curious, what about you? How much time do you and your teams focus on your content marketing strategy?
So, as we know, a content strategy helps to determine the marketing goals and set priorities, right? We spend 3 to 4 hours every week where we discuss our content marketing strategy and try to come up with different content marketing strategies for our business. And the whole week we work on the strategies discussed in the meeting, then compare it with the strategy benefits us or not. So yeah, focus on content marketing strategy for 5 to 6 hours in a week, and the rest of the time we work as discussed in the meeting. And overall content drafting and marketing process is evolving each day, so there is not any exact set time that depends upon the topic, how trending that topic is, right? Like much valuable information we can provide, whether we can provide any template, PDF, right? And how we are going to market that particular piece. So it varies in our business. But yeah, typically we spend that much time.
And as we look at the landscape and how quickly everything's changing right now, are there any particular tech trends or MarTech trends that are exciting you right now?
This is an interesting question, Neil. We all are witnessing technology is continuously updating at such a rapid speed that it seems like it might be faster than light. Digital technology, hands down, it's connecting the world like no other. So, as a tech guy, the tech trend that excites me more is artificial intelligence. One of the best technologies I think every newbie should head towards. It is one of the emerging technology making it presence widely, and more businesses are looking forward to increasing the members of their team with an AI specialist. Everything is changing with AI. So yeah, this is something which excites me heavily, and we are also using this into our business and for our clients. We are expanding on it heavily.
And as I said at the very beginning of the show, this is the time of year where everyone's planning for 2022. What's your big focus going to be next year? Is there anything you can share around that?
So the marketing trends that will dominate in the next 12 months, or you can say next year, will include customer experience, employee engagement, and content visualization. The definition of what we consider as marketing is constantly changing and becoming broader. Marketing has moved beyond branding and advertising. Marketers must work together with other departments to focus on building great customer experiences and engage them for long term relationships. Like the growth of online content has given consumers more power. They are no longer a passive party when it comes to learning about products. They are not waiting for you to tell how great your products are. Instead, they are going out and doing their own research. Other than this, two next big things which are coming are visual search technology and voice search technology. So we are going to use them heavily for our marketing and the marketing of our customers.
Well, you've been on an incredible journey and even getting almost famous in your local community there. So I've loved hearing about your story. But before I let you go, I'd love to find out more about the soundtrack to your story. Is there a song or piece of music that has inspired you throughout your career? And if you've got a song and story for us, we'll send that song to our Spotify playlist. Is there anything that springs to mind?
Yes, the Eye of the Tiger, song by Survivor. So I always sing this one song whenever I'm stuck somewhere or circumstances change, like recently in the COVID. What I've learned is that after every difficult phase, you become stronger. So yeah, this one is my favorite song that like, and that the one which comes to my mind right now.
Yeah, great song. Almost makes you want to get involved in a Rocky style training montage, doesn't it? Get yourself
Yes.
fit. But before I let you go, for anyone wanting to find out more information about anything we talked about today, or your work at Incrementers, what's the best way of finding you online and contacting your team?
So to find me, they can visit my website. It's www.incrementors.com. It's INCREMENTORS.com. Or they can find me on YouTube as well by typing Shiv Gupta Incrementors or Shiv Gupta Marketing, where we have created a lot of valuable videos on how to grow any business online.
Well, thank you so much for coming on here and sharing your very personal story of how your professional career started, becoming a small business owner, and the great work that you're doing, and how you're helping businesses around the world with technology and creating content and how to repurpose content, etc. But more than anything, just thank you for sitting down and sharing that story with me today. Thank you, Shiv.
Thanks a lot, Neil. So it was exciting conversation. I really enjoyed the entire course of our conversation.